Hi, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, October 27th. It's 9 o'clock here in Chicago, and my name is Dan Hansen, and I'm the host for our Titan Circle Forex Trading Study Group. And tonight we're just going to answer some questions, see what anybody has to learn, and even try to go over the new indicator, which looks like it needs another update available. So I'll open the floor up to anybody that has a question. Anything in particular you want me to cover? No questions. Okay. Well, then I'll start with Student Cyrus. We got Bernie from Australia. We got Anna, Donald, and Zelda Hunter.
Yeah, I
Cool.
got a question, Dan.
Go for it, Donald. What do you got?
It's with regard to the SMT indicator.
Okay.
Um, I'm attempting to back test and forward test the 1, 2, 3 strategy you use.
Okay.
And there are times when I'm not too sure on which box that I am to be putting my fib on. Because I see multiple. So sometimes I use just I've looked at just the smaller box, the 17, and then there's the what's that? There's the one after
He's got
that.
17 to 52. He's got a new one called the 108.
Yeah,
And
oh, that's 52.
so it's good timing. Saw the update today for the latest indicator, so may as well go over the indicator. So this is what it looks like in all of its glory. We see the big 204 box
Yes.
is in like a dark grayish, and then we got the 108 box here, and then the smaller is 52, and the smallest is the 17.
Okay.
So right now you're calling momentum is apparently the 52, and he's calling that neutral, and the structure is, of course, he's looking at bullish structure, and he's using the 108. Well, it could be the 52 box too, for all I know, but this to me is still like a bearish structure based on this box system. So there's a couple ways to look at it. Um, where you want to fib anything is I kind of like the 52 box. So we could use that as our, so say we decide to use the 52 box.
Okay.
We, we can turn off our 108 box and our 204 box. And there we go. There's a 52 box. The nice thing is it left on my 23% lines, which is cool. So you can see the structure is bullish. So if you wanted to trade this, you can just fit this box right here. What's wrong? Wrong thing, wrong tool. You can fib this 52 box, and it's a bullish structure. So I have a bullish fib somewhere around here. Here we go. So there we are. So what we've done, if you look at if you just fit this one section, we'd be looking for buys. Price is right now above the 23% line. So if I were to really think about trading this, and I'm always a big fan of trading from zone to zone. So I'd be trading from this black line to this black line,
Okay.
which is possible. However, it has to break through. So the first our take profit zones are like right up in here. So that's our take profit zone one. We call it our TP zone. Okay. Somewhere in this area. Actually, to be honest with you, your TP zone could be anywhere from the zero all the way up to the all the way up to this extension. But for our intents purposes, since we already tested the 0, or we're at a 0, our entries can be either at the 236, the 382, or the 50. And so our entry zones can be anywhere from here to here, to 618. Right now we're already into the 236 zone, so even the 382 would be a good entry zone. And we got a little area of support and resistance, or support right at this level. Now you notice I'm just staying on the 5-minute chart. I'm not really flipping around from too many, so this is a decent zone. This could be an entry level. Because it is an area of support and resistance. Okay.
Right.
Already tested it once. So if it doesn't come back and retest it, see how it's kind of trying to make it past the 236 and has failed?
Yes.
It could say, okay, we might be done with that zone. Our entry could have been from here, the 236, which is one of my favorite entry levels. Put my stop loss at the next level, like right here, which is just below, like the 382. Just a tad bit below that. So I'm picking this low of this candlestick right here. And then my take profit would be somewhere up in this zone here.
Okay.
It's very simple. That's why I found the
Yep.
236 is a very important strategy for me, the 1-2-3 strategy. So based on the 1-2-3, my stop losses would be anything below the entry level. I usually go to the next fib lower or 2, depending on where the lowest low is at. But as I can see right here, we're starting to see a turnaround. I kind of like this is now my level of support and support. So if price breaks below that level, then I'm going to be looking for sells. But right now we're staying above it. We have how many minutes? A minute and 45 seconds left in this candlestick. Depending how it closes, this could be just more than enough to take it back to the extensions. So we hit our impulse, we hit our correction. It came back to the 236, almost the 382. But notice it always likes a previous high and the peaks and valleys. That's always a good level of entry. This would have been really cool. At the 50%, we have a rally-based rally there. If it comes to that, it's cool. But if I see that it breaks below this green support and resistance, the support line, I'll bail the trade and wait to see if it touches and put my entry in here for this nice, beautiful rally-based rally and play that. Then my trade would come down to here. I didn't even have to change my, like I'm using this low as a stop loss. So I'm using the 618. I'm only talking about $7.98, which is about 79 pips. Under 80, I can risk that and take it to my extensions. Something similar, but see how this, it's all going to depend on if this resistance. So when you ask what you need, you can fib. That's just basically fibbing off the 52 box.
Okay.
You can fib off of anything, actually.
Yeah, that works right there though, because I was seeing the different boxes and I kept like trying to figure out which one I want to fib from, but this is the one I was looking for here.
Right. And so far, right now, it's showing the structure is bullish, the momentum is neutral, which makes a lot of sense. And the only reasons why it's neutral, we put our 204 box on. Our 204 box. The midpoint line is somewhere in here. It's very dark. are very light. This is hard to see. I don't know if we can make that darker, but just know it's below 50%. And well, actually 50% of that line is right about there. So what's wrong? Wrong tool. Right job, wrong tool. There's the one. So somewhere in this zone is our 50% level. I'm saying somewhere right about there. And that's the only thing that's keeping price at bay at the moment. We came up, we hit the zero, had retracement. Now we'll see if that retracement holds based on just this high. And if it doesn't, then like I said, I'd bail it, or I'd even have it set up where I'd have separate 3 different trades. I'd start one at the 236, and I just copy trades and keep moving them down to my 3 different levels, leaving my stop losses down here just in case. So if it picks up the 2 levels, I'm cool. But if it keeps going beyond this one, and yeah, I would close the trade if it got down to the 618. But there's several ways to trade this. I have learned patience. I'd probably wait till it got either below this level, or if it hits a 0 again, that's what I'd be waiting for. And then I'd even take it to the extensions and just take profit from here to here. That's 85 pips. Next one's 134 pips and 184 pips. So there's a lot of ways to make money from the 0. It's already testing our 236 again, and hopefully it'll come down and test the 382. So this trade's kicked in. I'm cool with that. I'm happy with it. We're still above this little support area, but yet again, we're still above the rally-based rally. And I like that 5-minute rally-based rally. But based on the momentum, here's where it gets a little tricky. If you're looking at the 204 box, the structure is definitely down. So that's where you have to kind of take a look and see if we break this 23%, lower 23% line. If we don't break that, then we're good to go. So everything's still pointing up. I'm still not used to this new box system. So the 108 box, I don't know how that plays into it just yet. I haven't figured back test. So you're talking about back testing it. What I usually do when I back test, I'll just flatten out all my prices. Flatten out a price. Get rid of my drawings. And if you have the ability to do this and just go backwards in time, you can go back to, say, let's see, what time is this? Select bar. Friday, we can go back to 8 a.m. on Friday. Okay. You can go back and retest like that. Flatten price out based on the same structure. Now, see how this is calling for a bearish structure of momentum. And the reason why it still says bearish on the momentum is because it's below this. I wish you make this midpoint darker. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think I can even see it. I think you got rid of it. I think G-Money got rid of it. No. But, you can fib it. So we're looking for sells based on this particular fib or this particular buy. Say if you decided to do this box. So now I know what the structure is based on. The structure is based on the 108 box. See, I'm starting to get used to this. Take the 108 box. So see where the 108 There we go. That's how that's working.
I don't know nothing about no 108 box.
Go to
If you haven't done the update on your, it should be 5.1 on the SMT. I've already done my update, but you'll see like either update script here, or we have a purple circle at the end of it. Like mine was showing that there's like update available for this particular indicator, and I was able to click on it. So if you go to hit the three dots at the end of this information here, you can either go to so if it don't have an update and doesn't say 5.1 on the indicator, then you can remove it from your favorites and then re-add it and restart your program and it'll be up to date. You have to redo everything. Okay.
Right.
So now we know based on the 108 is now his structure zone. So it's really tightened it down quite a bit. So we'd be looking for cells based on just structure and apparently momentum. I would tend to disagree because if I go to the 52 box like I was doing before, and this is how you back test. So based on this, just what you see here, down which one would you fit? The 108 or the 52 box?
I'm going with the
52.
The 52 box,
Yeah.
which is this box right here, which is cool. There's no right or wrong. I like this one as well. And I'm calling that bullish because it technically is bullish.
Put your ring on. Let's see you.
And then what I would do is I would wait for the next. So this candle is still playing. It's open. So I'm either two things are going to happen. One is going to either retest the zero, the high, or break above it. Now, if we're playing the 52 box, which is this box right here. There we go. There's a 52 box. All right. So based on that, we'd look for either two things to happen. The price continue above the zero and go to the extensions, or come back and retest. What I do is just next candlestick, see what happens. Continue going up from the zero, hit the 23%, and it's above the zero. So now already
It just turned blue. Why? That's what I've been trying to figure out. It went from red to blue.
right, because now the 17 midpoint is above the 52
Right.
midpoint.
Okay.
And
So what dropped off to make it go? Was it the drop off on the smaller boxes or the larger box that made it go?
all right, so we started here. All right. Basically, it was this candlestick.
Right.
So, what was your question again?
Ooh, it went bullish. It
went
went from
bullish.
bearish to bullish.
What
So I'm
happened
trying to figure out
is,
which box dropped it off to push it up. Was it the
all right, take a look.
204? Was it the 52? Or was it the 17 box? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, which one would you think, based on this low of the 17 is going to be pushing up? So this one's going to go higher. Okay. And this one will only change in the 52 box, and the 108 box won't change positions until we get past this candlestick.
So that low, you had to get, okay, so that it's going to go to the next low.
Unless price continues to go higher. So this is where it's at. If then or else, we're at the or else stage. So we're at 8:10. Let's go exactly at 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock, This is where price is at. We fibbed the 52 box. Even if we fibbed the 52 box, just check this out. All right. So already price is above the 236. We'd want price to come back and at least retest the midpoint or hit equilibrium of the 108 box or the 52 box for the 17. So we're looking for a retracement at least to the 382, if that. So when we open our next candlestick, it just, so 810, the first, that candlestick, boom, price is shot straight up and went through the extensions. So it didn't even make a retracement. But watch as we keep, so we just passed this. See how the 17 box jumped up to here? See how it jumped up quite a bit from down here up. So the 17 midpoint is going to keep rising. When it hits the next candlestick, it'll go up a little higher, a little higher, a little higher until it hits this low. So if you're watching the midpoint, just watching those points, see how the 17 slid over. It's hit this low now.
I got it.
See that how that works? So as price keeps opening up a new candlestick, everything shifts over to the right. So next candlestick, everything turned blue. And you want to know why. And we already, the midpoint of the 108 box, the 108 and the 52 box are at the same identical level. See that? They blend right together.
Right.
And the 17 is above. And what was my projection? I had hit the 23 bar. So this is our first area of resistance. It hit it identically. So what I like to trade, and when I do my trading, it depends on where price is at. I love trading between this level and this level, or coming back the other way. This is my comfort zone. I live in this zone because I know I can at least catch the price going one way or the other, or if not both in the same day, if I'm lucky. And if I can hit that trade, and my entry was down here, boom, that would have been a nice profit of 529 pips, or 530 pips. So, yeah, I mean, a lot can be made. But, so here's what's happened now. The momentum, the structure's changed to bullish. Because now this is the low. Remember, I put that marker there. And now we got a new high. So now the 108 box is your structure. The momentum is the 52 and the 17. The 52 and the 108 combined. And then we go a step further. Price keeps going. Look at coming back for a retracement. Doesn't want to really come back. It's going to retest the 23%, maybe, maybe not. So now we're back to this. This is our 0. Our 1 hasn't changed. We already hit the 236. So we could have put an entry here to take it to the extensions. We are already above the 23% line. We'll test it one more time because the structure is showing bullish, and because the momentum is neutral, it can go either way. It's now literally a coin toss. But my coin toss is I'm looking for price to continue going higher. The more that 23% holds, the more confident I am that we're going to continue going higher. Already, we kind of broke that structure. See how we just kind of stayed right in that zone? Failed to go below it and close several times. So now we're going to come back and retest that 23 line. Bada bing, bada boom, bang. There we go. Off to the races we go. So I'm finding on gold a lot is that 23% line, and G Money talks about this all the time. That is a very safe entry level to get in for gold, especially lately because we're at all-time highs. For some reason, the 23% level loves to hold price. That's why he's got the two 23% lines in here. So now that we're in the extensions, it can still keep going. It's going to come back and try to do a retest of the 23 down here, or the 0. An attempt to hit it once. Now we're starting to see how it's turning around. We're getting an engulfing candlestick now, almost kind of like that Morningstar structure. Still keeping price above, making a nice little rally-based rally. So we can keep trading that. Now it's going to try to go the other way. Now we're going to try to see if we can get that retracement to this high, which is the 382, or the 50 of this box, or the 50 here, which is the equal of the 2. Now the challenge is we've got about 62 bars. Oh, that's from the 108 box, but the 52 box is going to shift up. So the momentum is going to shift after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 candlesticks. So once it hits this here area, below the 786, the 52 box is going to shift up, which is going to push momentum to the, it's going to be, so the momentum will eventually read bullish. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Gary? Yeah. Ron, rather. I see G. I want to call you Gary all the time. That's right. We're brothers. And now we're going to come back. We hit the 50%. See, look at that. It hit the 50 of the 17. It kept price at bay. Let's see if it continues. It's trying to make another high. It fails to go through this 0 line. But it's still kind of playing a little sideways action here. There we go. There's the shift above, shift and close above. So now it's going to come back and test the -18 and then the 272 and so forth and so on. See how it turned bullish? See where the 17 box finally made its shift? And see how this line turned green? Because that shift in the 102 box shifted higher. It also became bullish because we added a new higher high here. And we're way above we're still even, but it's still, and definitely we're going bullish because the momentum, we're going to keep pushing that green bar is going to keep going up higher and higher. There it goes. Now it's separated. Finally, the 108 box and the 52 finally shifted. 17 is still higher. It's right at the 23% line up here. And that's going to shift down here. Maybe give us a little bit of retest at the 0 again. But that, see that how this 50% line of the 17 acts as a level of support. Price is trying to get below that, but doesn't want to. So structure and momentum are starting to push price up. But structure sometimes will win over momentum. Look, there it goes. It literally, so here you can just make your entry here at the 50% line. Right there. Enter there. Stop loss at this low. And then take it to the extensions. A 2.5 to 1 trade. I'll take that. That's not a bad trade. Now we just see what happens. As we can play it out. And that's how you back test. Bada bing, bada boom. Test our entry twice. Now that one stopped out. And see how to shift the momentum? This is where, again, we went with the higher fib. See, it came back and tested this 236. So if I had my entry there like I would normally do, the 236 level, that would have been a perfect entry to wait. Stop loss below here. Again, taking it to the extensions. So there's several ways to play it. And that's how the 1-2-3 works for me. But now I'm not even using the fib, but I love the 236 level. It came in, tested it once, tested it twice, 3 times. It failed to keep price. It let price pass. So it entered. There we go. That boom. Now we're out. This is where, that's why it's such a hard thing to test. But look at what it did overall. What time did it finally hit the 786 level? At 1900 hours on Sunday. So this whole trade kept shifting. So the lesson, there's several things to learn from this. And when I liked it from the beginning, the 204 box, which I think is pretty important. So let me just clear these drawings. I'll show you why it was important to look at the 204 box. Friday at 8 o'clock, 0800, 0800. Boom. So here's the structure for you. The structure. It's still based on the 108. We could use the 108 structure or the 204 box. Either one. 52 it's a little trickier to trade, but my trade still would have been from the 23. This is what I like to trade. I always like to enter here and exit there, no matter what. That's how I like to trade. And it has nothing to do with a fib or anything, but I know these levels will be tested at different times. And when it plays through, boom, takes out, comes back. Of course, it went above and beyond, and then it just dropped. Okay. So that's why I said the fibs are important, but to pick the right fib, that's the challenge. That's why G-Money does his system the way he does it. So let's just start with how we mark up our charts. So we got the previous weekly candlestick, which would be this bullish candlestick. Is that right? All right, cool. Oh, we're still loving this crazy candlestick. So since this candlestick, we broke this low, I'm still looking for sells. I'm thinking sells can come. When I did my fib, I fibbed my weekly from here to here. And see how it already came down and tested at 382? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, you can pick any zone you want. If you do the 3 candle structure like this, that's another way to trade it. It already came back to 618. And you can mark off those levels. And since we already closed out below this low, so we're looking for a retracement. So we could technically use this last candlestick at our previous weekly high. High. And our previous weekly low. So when we go down to the 4-hour time frame now, we look for, and we fib this 4 hours. The 1 weekly candlestick, or the weekly, yeah, the one previous weekly candlestick. So my fib I have called a weekly fib, something like that. It's no big deal. You can make it any way you want. I just like these colors because I can read them better. It's like, gee, I can read them better. And then, of course, I'll move it closer to price action because as I go down in time frames, it'll shift over. So now that we've hit this, we came down, we retested the 382. Now we're at the 0. We've broken through it. Will it keep going to the extensions, which I think it will. I think we'll see price come down to at least 38.62 or 39.03, which would be beautiful. Will it happen tonight or tomorrow? Don't know. But this would be the fib I would work with on a weekly basis. And then I would go down to the 1 hour and take a look at there's our boxes. And he's got, which one? They're all on. So I'm thinking this is a 108 box right here. Yeah. Again, so we already got bullish or bearish structure on the 1 hour. So move this candlestick over, this fib over, just get it out of our way. We can either fib the entire box, 1 hour box, or we could do the 52 box. And the 1 hour, I would probably choose the, might fib something like this. That's pretty close. So, I mean, it's pretty close. I can't even spell. Look at that. I'm terrible. So on the 1 hour, you could even utilize this fib within a fib. But if you want to really take a look at price action, look at where the 23. So this would be the first level of resistance is this 23%. Then the second one would be this 23%. So if we get a pullback, which would be nice to continue going down, but we may have already seen it. Looks like already we got a previous weekly low, but remember how we were looking at the weekly candlesticks? Reset charts. So here's the previous week. You just did these 2 candlesticks. And same thing. We set the chart view. Let's go to the 1 hour and fix our 4 hour and fix our fibs. Like I said, you can fib as long as you fib your charts, that's what's important. Doesn't matter what time frames you choose, whatever you choose whatever works for you. I find these work great because I want to know a point of reference. So on the 1 hour time frame, our fib is still good. We still haven't hit the 2 week previous low. This is 2 week. 2 previous low, 2 weeks. That's right, owls. I got Harry Potter on my mind. Sorry about that, folks. So this fib is still good. We could we got this would actually reverse this fib, this weekly one. I would reverse it now because it's going the opposite direction. Reverse it. Boom. And now it's going the direction we want. So if we're still looking for buys, we're still in a good position for buys. However, based on the 1 hour, we can still test a 2-week previous low, which is not counting anything out. We've still got bearish structure, so that would be nice to see 38.83. That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that. At least minimum of 38.88 or 39.16, somewhere in that level. And this, we talk about harmonics all the time and the M patterns. This is an ugly harmonic, and I really do mean ugly. But I still like them. But now we got this low down here. Will this low be enough to hold it? And will it be enough momentum to turn price around? And I've seen where harmonics fail because they could all the harmonic can come all the way down to here. But we do know that price likes to finish a pattern. And what's another pattern that Miss Iris and even G Money? So we got this yen pattern, yen wave, impulse, correction. Now we need to come and finish the impulse, which should be somewhere in this area. See that? We'd be looking for that to complete. And if we put on our 5-minute pattern, we are below our 23% line of the boxes. Almost. It's closed below. It's now holding as a level of resistance. Even though we got Newton, see how the price is neutral. We could be, but I'm still saying bearish because the overall structure is bearish. This 204 box, I think this is where I believe we have enough momentum to fib even this. But then again, like I said, everything is this rally-based rally we saw earlier. That's holding right now. We broke below it, so we kind of got a flip zone. We saw this rally-based rally. It's now become a flip zone. Zone on the 5-minute. And will that hold price or not? And then we got a base drop above it. So right now we're still saying it could go, according to the 17 box, this can keep creeping down. But as price keeps shifting, this top bar will keep going down to the next high, so forth and so on, until it's below 17. So right now what we're experiencing is an impulse, a correction. This could be the impulse to bring it back up to the top side, back to the 23. And if we're still looking for the bullish structure, this is it on the 108 pattern. So that's this is how he's doing so the 108 structure is becoming the 108 box is literally calling the structure. So right now we had the impulse, the correction down to 618. Now we'll have enough momentum to get a higher high. So we got one high here, a higher high here. We got a low, higher low. In fact, this is a low. We got a higher low, and now we got a higher low. So yes, we could be looking at price to keep going higher. I'd be wanting to trade to my favorite zone, which is the 23% box up here, the 23% line. So that's just a couple of ways, but I could be wrong because overall structure, if we look at the daily structure, we're still looking bearish. So do we have a change of direction? We haven't broken this low. We got this impulse and that correction, which is pretty deep. Is that enough to turn price around, or are we gonna come back and test these other lows? That's the challenge. And when you do your predictions, I'm looking for sells at the moment because we have this nice big engulfing candlestick or a break of structure candlestick. We've got this here, a couple. The only thing that's convincing me that this is just nothing but a pullback is because we don't have enough black candlesticks to keep pushing price. Like we got 3 here of the bullish, 3 bullish, 3 bullish, 4 bullish. So whatever, we can even look at this impulse, this correction, and then it can go up higher. So whatever you want to fib down, you just have to it depends on how long you want to trade. I don't trade I don't really look at these higher time frame because I like living in the 5-minute time frame. I don't have the patience to play a long game. Oh, there we go. Here we go. We got now a drop base drop is forming right here at that 50% line. So if we did change this structure, we're still going up. So it's like hard to tell. Is it really? We haven't closed this candlestick yet. If this candlestick closes below this 618, then I'm saying we're going to keep going lower. But if it fails to close below that, we could just be going straight back up. But this flip zone is holding at the moment. We'll see if it holds. Any questions? Did I miss anything? Do I need to repeat anything?
Thank you, Dan.
Welcome.
I like to work another 5 minutes. It puts you right on top of the action, you know.
Right, me too. I'm a big fan of the 5-minute time frame. I live in the 5-minute time frame because for me, I don't have the patience to wait out. But I know the beautiful thing is, no matter what happens, I know what's happening long term. So if I look at my other candles and my other structures, I know I'm looking for either a continuation or retracement, but here's what is keeping me. And this is where I think this is interesting. I don't know if people follow these things, but I'm looking for that. If it breaks below that green line I just drew, I'm going to continue looking for sells.
Hold on, give me a rush.
Was that the Iris?
I said it's 108 bucks.
The 108 box? Yeah. So the
I'm
108
talking-
box is this big one here. This is a 52 and this is the 17. I
So
think
what
I turned off the
what's the 204 then? It's the big
204. I need let's see on the 1 hour. I don't think the 204 is showing on the 1 hour. It only shows on the 5-minute.
Oh, okay. Oh, the 204 was still on 5-minute now.
But however, I'll show you how that works. You don't technically need it because the 17 box of the 1 hour is the 5-minute 204 box. And I'll show you. So for those of you that are kind of new to the box systems, not really using them all that much. Let's see, make sure I didn't lose my lines. No, I didn't too. Look at me. Getting better at it. So see the 17 box here, the little tiny one. I'll turn the other ones off. I'll hide everything but the 17 box. So here's the 17 box on the 1 hour time frame. If you take this one little 17-minute time frame, that's actually, I'll flip it from here to here. And I'll show you on the 5-minute. There it is on the 5-minute. Turn on my 204 box. That's the 204, pretty close to the 204 box, the 17 and the, but I think he's adjusted everything to the 108 box. And I still am not a fan of that yet. I don't know how to, I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to play that into my strategy now because it's too new for
Oh,
me.
great.
I'm with you, Donald. I have to go back and back test this enough to really see if the 108 is important enough to me. So this is my 1 hour 17 box. So if I go back to 1 hour 17 box, it's the same, pretty much the same fib. Except it's short, it's longer. See, so I think he's using the 108 box. So go back to my 5 minute. All right, G, I'm not a happy camper. I'll change it back to the 108 box. Where's my 108 box? 108 structure box. I don't see my 108 structure box. Do you? Am I missing something here?
No.
Nope, don't see it.
I don't see it either. 17.
When you cut off your 204, it cuts off your 108 also.
Oh, you're right. Oh my God, that would drive me absolutely crazy. That's still not quite right. Because the 104 box would be this one.
I'm past you then. I'm absolutely crazy already.
Yeah, it's driving me crazy. Right. So I can see the structure is the 108 box. But my overall structure for the day is still bearish. So I'm still be looking for sells, but I needed to hit certain levels for it to continue going down. If the 236 holds, or this 23% line holds and keeps pushing price down, then I'd be looking for sells. Because I have a feeling if we can make it lower low, this 108 box will shift down eventually. But again, we don't know. It doesn't want to show me anything at the moment to verify it, and I don't look at the 15-minute box structure very much. But at least it keeps my 23% line.
What was the reason for the 108 bucks up?
That's what I have to double check with him on when I next talk to him on Wednesday, because the purpose of the 108 box is to show the structure. So he's showing structure on the 108 box instead of the 204 box. So the 108 box so his structure, he's showing bullish structure on the 108. So there's our impulse. This is our correction. And we have enough of an impulse. So yeah.
So it looks like you have two boxes that's side by side, like the same size.
They are the same size. The 52 and the 108 are the same exact size. The midpoints are right on top of each other. That's why it shows neutral, because it's grayed out. The midpoint of these two boxes is at the same level.
Well, what's the use of it then?
What's the use of it?
Yeah.
Use of it could be one of two things. One is we're going to have it shifted direction, which I'm looking for, because after after this box shifts to the right, 1, 2, 3, maybe 6 or 7 candlesticks, maybe about a half hour, the 17 box momentum will shift down. So then it will become a bearish momentum. See how right now all three lines are almost on top of each other? That's why it's neutral and say, oh, it's hard to tell. Again, this is my area of support. So if it fails to break this green line, I'd be looking for a buy in this area, but I think I'm still looking for sells because this is my bearish structure. Bearish structure. That's why I'm kind of leaning for price. I would love to see price come back down to the 39s again. 39.90, 39.60, 39 39. Somewhere, I'd like price to come down to here would be beautiful. Because if we look at it on a 1 hour time frame, this would make this. So if we can break below the 78% on the the bi-weekly candlesticks, that could show change of direction. Okay, that could totally change the shift of the market from a bullish to a bearish market. And that's what we'd be waiting for. But right now, like I said, it's too close to call it because it's right at my zone. I need to have positive proof that it closed below. So what I'd be looking for is I'd be looking for a break, retest, and then come down. That's what I'd be looking for. Or if this fails, I'd be looking for almost the same thing, but go in the other direction. I don't want it to come up and test these levels, these red lines. See, already everything's shifted bearish. Everything's shifted down on the 1 hour. So 1 hour, we got bearish momentum. But on the 5 minute, we got neutral momentum. But see how price is really waving between this zone here, between the 108 zone? It hasn't really picked a direction. So it has to either break this low or break this high for that to shift and go one way or the other.
You wait until it turns bullish or bearish before you get in a trade. If it's neutral, do you wait until it?
Well, my rule of
Yeah.
thumb is I'd be waiting for this to either break this level. If it fails, then I'd be looking to make my trade from here to here. If it fails to do that, I'd be looking for this trade in between these two black lines. That's why I like the 30. That's why I like the 5 minute time frame, and I like the fact that it's got the nice 23% lines. So right now things are just too sideways for me to enter. But we did break through this flip zone. It's kept price down on the 5 minute. We're below this 23% line. So I'd be looking for price to at least come down to at least 39.47, 39.50. Right here to 39.48 or whatever it is, this zone here. I'd like to see price to come down to take this out. This would be my target for take profit if it breaks and closes below this line. But so if it does break and close below that, I'd be looking for this move from here to here. I still 176 pips. All I need is 90 pips out of all that. I'd be a happy camper. You know. Or if we go to the next level, we're talking 246 pips. So yeah. I'm not greedy. I'm not greedy, but like I said, it's just too, for me, I couldn't call this because of this fact that this structure that's trading sideways. We haven't made a higher high. We got a higher low. We got kind of a higher high. But we need to break this higher high to keep going higher. But do we have enough pressure to keep going down? Based on the 1 hour structure, look at that. We got enough momentum and the structure to push price down on the 1 hour. So wherever you're saying bullish on the 5 minute is nothing more than a retracement going the opposite direction. So that would be cool. So if we hit this 2 week previous low and break and close below that, I'm looking for sells to continue.
It would be amazing if it drops as much as it's gone as far as it's climbed up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and I'll show you why I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Another clean chart. And I'll show you exactly why I agree with you 100% on just on the daily chart. Boom. Let me clear all this stuff off. So
Wow.
we got this impulse correction. Especially
Wow.
this big impulse. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a huge impulse from down here to up here.
And no retracement. Wow.
Oh, we got a retracement. If this is the impulse, we're already at the 50% level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's where the 1, 2, 3 strategy comes in. And again, it's a different time frame. So we already broke this low. So can we test the 786 or the 618? That will be the test. Test. Will it break those levels? So the next level I'd be looking to price to get to is
Oh, yeah. 36.
yeah. You saw where it was going, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I looked for 3784, but right here we got this nice big this rally base rally right here, which could be next zone to test. I'd like if price can come back and test the zone, and that'd be a nice exactly nice BEC right there. Nice BEC right there. So that's a daily BEC. See, and we want to call that demand zone daily. So that would be ideal to see price come back and retest that level. And it possibly could. Right now we've got enough. So we got this big impulse from down here to up here. We've already come back 50%. It would be nice to come back and touch this and then take off and go up to 45, 45, 85, 45, 15. Yeah. That would be
well, and then like Wednesday, because we got some red folders on Wednesday. You got the FMOC on Wednesday too.
Exactly. And right now, all the this little technical wheel thing I found on
Yeah.
so I leave on the technicals. You can leave off the bonds part.
Oh dang, I won't be able to trade on Wednesday. Dang it.
And it just lets you know on each chart you can tell it gives you it's stronger potentials for buys, even though we've got this retracement. So this would be the impulse. And this would be, this would be the impulse. I would love to see this play out like that. But even at the 50, if this turns around at the 50, I'd be a happy camper too, because check this out.
Where'd you get that wheel at? Where is that at?
That is down below, like this is, if you click on here, it changes per chart. And so it usually has other stuff. But if you click on the 3 dots, you can get rid of a whole bunch of junk. And it just leaves me this technicals, which is this little arch thing, this little meter.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's why we have a good indication to buy. And look at how it just literally kissed that little green line I have drawn. Look at that. Just literally touched it on the daily.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, look at that.
You clicked all the boxes off and just leave the technicals on there?
Yeah, it's all left on there. Yeah, I don't have any of the other junk on there. Just leave that all on. Yeah. I mean, you can have all the other stuff on there if you want. You don't have to.
Okay. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Actually, Miss Iris showed me that technique on another charting system. I just figured out how to do it on TradingView.
Right. So okay, that's pretty cool. It's almost like another indicator.
Yeah, it's like a little indicator, right? Exactly what it is.
Okay.
When I go to my GJ, look at that. Look at the strong buys and even UJ. My favorite pair.
Oh, wow. Okay.
UJ, look at that. I've been going off this fib forever and a day. This fib is
Okay.
like crazy. I haven't touched UJ in so long.
Ooh, pretty cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all it is. Yeah, let's keep it simple. And this I like because we are looking at buys. We had the impulse down. We have this now correction, but even this, we got you got this impulse down from here to here. If I put my standard fib on, you can see that we're still in the downtrend and it's really neutral. We got this double bottoms down here somewhere. Just almost somebody trades head and shoulders. I don't know who does, but there's a nice little head and shoulders pattern if you like head and shoulders patterns. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't trade head and shoulders. I don't really trade too many patterns. I look for patterns, but I don't trade them often. And this one was a nice harmonic, and it's played out nicely. This is and I think it's easier, even better on the regular currencies than it is on gold. Gold to me has been finicky. So there's my perfect harmonic. We came back and tested the B. Now we want to come back and test the C, or at least the A. All right, so we at least want to test this A level before it turns around. So it could do that too. But right now we got higher highs, so I think it's funny. Everything is bullish. Let's take a look at our Dixie. Where's our Dixie? Dixie. Oh, and it is neutral. It is like, look at how poorly our weekly goal, our dollar's gone. It's just been dropping, which is good for gold because when the dollar goes down, but again, the price of the dollar is neutral. It's stuck right here at this rally-based rally, pretty close to it. Yeah, there's a zone right here.
And good for the economy.
Yeah, it's good for,
Of-
as long as our dollar stays strong, we're good. You know, it'll help out all the currencies. But if you're looking for good patterns and recognizable stuff, I use the right, because you can make as much money on gold as you on UJ as you can on gold, proper lot size,
Mhm.
and USD chip. We're looking for sells all the way, and this one you can actually make more than gold because it trades a lot higher. I got my computer.
Okay, guys, good night. This is shit time for me.
It's for me too. It's 10,
Dan,
almost
thank you so
10:15.
much.
You're welcome.
You and good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then now, as soon as this is done